Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
On continue la lecture du chant 10, chapitre 1, texte 3. So we speak English and French. We have to speak French because many people are looking into the... If we just do English classes, we lose some public. So some classes have to be given in French, and I can translate in English, French, English, like that. And Avatiriam, Yador, Vamshe, Bhagavan, Bhuta Bhavana, Yani, Vishva Atma, Tani, Vada, Vishtarat, Avatirya Yador Vamshe, Avatirya Yador Vamshe, Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavana, Vritavanyani Vishvatma, Tanino Vada Vistarat, Oui, bon, je peux traduire aussi, oui. Qui veut chanter? Personne?
Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavana, Kritavanyani Vishatma, Tadino Vada Vistarat, Avitarya Yado Vamshe, Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavana, Kritavanyani Vishatma, Tanino Vada Vistarat,
Mataji.
Avatirya Yado Vamshe, Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavana, Kritavanyani Vishatma, Tanino Vada Vistarat.
Avatirya, after descending, Yado Vamshe, the dynasty of Yadu, Bhagavan, the supreme personality of Godhead, Bhuta Bhavana, who is the cause of the cosmic manifestation, executed. Yani, whatever activity, Vishva Atma, the super soul of the entire universe, all of those activities, Naha, unto us, Vada, kindly say, Ishtarat, elaborately, translation. The super soul, the supreme personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, the cause of the cosmic manifestation, appear in the dynasty of Yadu. Please tell me elaborately about his glorious activities and character, from the beginning to the end of his life. So here it is Shukadeva Goswami speaking directly to Maharaj Parikshit. Donc, traduction de ce verset qui est parlé par Shukadeva Goswami à Maharaj Parikshit. Donc, chapitre 1, verset 4, verset 3, chant 10. L'âme suprême, Dieu la personne suprême, Shri Krishna, la cause de la manifestation cosmique, est apparue dans la dynastie des Yadu. S'il te plaît, parle-moi en détail de ses activités glorieuses et de son caractère du début jusqu'à la fin de sa vie. Peu importe. In this verse, the words Kritavani indicate that all the different activities Krishna performed while present on earth are beneficial to human society. If religionists, philosophers, and people in general simply hear the activities of Krishna, they will be liberated. We have described several times that there are two kinds of Krishna kathas, represented by Bhagavad Gita, spoken personally by Krishna about himself, and Srimad Bhagavatam, spoken by Shukadeva Goswami about the glories of Krishna. Anyone who becomes even slightly interested in Krishna Katha is liberated. Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangam Param Vrajet. Bhagavad Gita 12, 351. Simply by chanting or repeating Krishna Katha, one is liberated from the contamination of Kali Yuga. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore advised, Yare Deka Tarikara Krishna Upadesh, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalila 7:128. This is the mission of Krishna consciousness, to hear about Krishna and thus be liberated from material bondage. Almagayatirinandasya Gyananjara Sharakaraja Churumiritam Yada Tasmai Shri Gunavinamha Shri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Stapitamina Uttari Swayarupa Karanavindadati Swapanapida He Krishna Karina Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapate Vishwavika Kantarana Kantaranasti Tapta Kanchana Gorangera Devrindavaneshvari Vishwamusti Panchagapata Rujascha Kripa Sindhu Eva Chapavitanam Pavanidyu Krishnadibhu Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Sati Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Donc là, Maharaj, so here Maharaj Parikshit is directly going deep in this execution of devotional service through the process of Shravan. He is asking to Shukadeva Goswami, tell me elaborately in details about the glorious activities of Lord Krishna. Donc là, dans ce verset, Shukadeva Goswami va Maharaj Parikshit va directement au but en demandant à Shukadeva Goswami de plonger dans le premier article, la première pratique, la plus importante, Shravana, qui est l'écoute, glorifier et écouter ce qui a trait aux gloires de Krishna. Donc là, so here, Shukadeva Goswami have already explained in all the canto the supremacy of Lord Krishna, how he is not an ordinary person, how we saw in the first cantos, how he created all this material elements, how he managed to inject the living entity into the material elements and create what we call life. Donc dans ce verset, Shukadev Goswami a expliqué en long, en large, en travers, surtout dans les premiers chants, la position transcendantale de Krishna, comment il est le créateur de tous ces éléments matériels, de l'univers, et comment il injecte les entités vivantes dans la matière, dans différents corps, et qui manifestent ce qu'on appelle communément la vie. So here we are about to hear about the personal activities of Lord Krishna. Donc là, on commence à introduire en fait les divertissements plus intimes et personnels de Krishna. Donc at this level it is understood that the hearer have understood the supreme position of Krishna, Lord Shri Krishna. Donc à ce niveau-là, celui qui écoute et qui a suivi le Bhagavatam a réalisé en fait la position unique de Krishna. Et donc là, on aborde son aspect personnel. That what interests the devotees is the exchanges in between the devotees and Lord Krishna. This is the real food of the devotees. The feeling experienced by this exchange in between themselves or all the devotees and Lord Krishna. Donc là, en fait, c'est la vraie nourriture du dévot, c'est goûter les échanges entre lui et Krishna, mais aussi entre les autres dévots et le Seigneur Krishna. C'est ça qui intéresse véritablement le dévot, et c'est ça la nourriture du dévot. Donc, on a différents exemples we have different examples in the Vedic literature or how the devotee became enraptured, captivated by the Leelas of Lord Krishna. It's actually the origin of the word back of Leela is Lord Jagannath, Baladeva and Subhadra. Donc en fait, les divertissements liés à l'écoute, les divertissements de Krishna ont amené par exemple différents dévots à échanger encore plus avec Krishna. Donc par exemple, on parle de Jagannath, Baladeva et Subhadra, qui en fait, il y a plusieurs histoires sur l'origine de Jagannath, Baladeva et Subhadra. Mais l'histoire prévaut que ils sont devenus les yeux écarquillés et manifestaient des symptômes d'extase parce qu'ils ont entendu les reines de Krishna discuter des divertissements de Krishna. Et elles étaient tellement captivées qu'elles ont expérimenté ces changements corporels. So, one story of the origin of Lord Baladev, Jagannath and Subhadra is that they became transformed just by hearing the queens discussing among themselves about the Queen of Lord Krishna, discussing about themselves, about the glories of Krishna. And it became another festival, Ratha Yatra, that became the background of so many other Leelas with Chaitanya Prabhu, Lord Jagannath, Lord Baladev, Lord Subhadra and the other devotees. Donc en fait, simplement cet événement a donné source à quantité d'autres divertissements infinis, il n'y a pas de limite pratiquement. Un divertissement en entraîne un autre, qui en entraîne un autre, etc. Et donc le festival de Ratha Yatra est typiquement une expression du développement de différents divertissements qui fait que les dévots apprécient, glorifient Krishna et s'entretiennent ainsi sans fin et trouvent une joie infinie à simplement échanger entre eux. Donc, Krishna dit aussi dans la Bhagavad Gita, so these devotees enjoy hearing and exchanging about Krishna. This is the life of the devotees. There's a verse in Bhagavad Gita that explains that. Katayanta chamamnitya tushantisha ramanticha. Also Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that machita sarvadugani matprashadat darishasya atachet vam ankaram nashroshsati vinashati. Shroshsati, l'écoute. Donc Krishna promet qu'il sauvera de tous les obstacles de la vie matérielle, sarvadugani, dur, et dur, c'est matériel, durgani, les obstacles de la vie matérielle. Donc Krishna sauve des obstacles de la matière, de l'énergie matérielle, ceux qui écoutent, ceux qui attirent à Krishna. So in this verse, Lord Krishna explains directly that those who are prone to hear about Krishna, they can overcome all the difficulties that they will meet in their life, in their sojourn in the material universe. There's many difficulties, many challenges, many. That's why it's called Sarvadugan, all the different fights that we have to confront in material life. And Krishna says that if you hear about me, all these problems will be overcome. By His mercy. It's just a question of mercy. But he says also oppositely, if you close your ear and you are motivated by false ego, then you will be lost. So we see how important is the process of hearing. According to the advices that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that is for every spiritual system. Donc on voit aussi que dans ce verset, Krishna dit que si on n'écoute pas, si on ferme son écoute, et qu'on est donc motivé par le faux ego, alors on est perdu. Donc on voit comment en fait le processus de l'écoute est tellement primordial, important dans la vie spirituelle, et qu'il est aussi motivé par ce fameux faux ego. And it is also motivated by this false ego. The false ego is the subtle tendency that the soul has to be independent of Krishna. Donc le faux ego est l'élément le plus subtil, matériel, donc qui peut se dissoudre, mais qui est le plus proche de l'âme et qui en fait est la réflexion de notre libre arbitre. Et donc à cause du faux ego, eh bien on agit pour notre bénéfice et on ferme son écoute au conseil de Krishna. Et on est perdu dans le roulis de la tempête matérielle. So, when we close our ear here, this false ego becomes prominent, and the real ego becomes erased, lost, because we lose this tendency to serve Krishna, we lose the taste, because we are motivated by our own interest. And that's exactly the limit in between what makes the difference in between being liberated and being conditioned in the material life. This is the limit. This is where the free will is exactly exists. Donc cette limite que l'on a de choisir de servir Krishna ou de fermer son oreille, c'est ça la limite qui permet soit on rentre dans la sphère libérée, ou bien on reste dans la sphère de l'énergie matérielle conditionnée. So the tendency to hear about Krishna or to reject what Krishna says, this is the limit that, like a fork in a highway, you have to choose which direction. And it is a little change, but it's like a train in a cross railways. It's a little change, but it makes so many difference at the end. C'est un petit changement, comme l'aiguillage d'un train. Il n'y a pas grand-chose de pièces mécaniques qui changent, qui bougent. Mais ça fait que la direction elle est complètement opposée et la gare, c'est pas du tout la même que l'aiguillage à droite ou à gauche, ou une auto. Pareil. Donc ce libre arbitre, il s'exerce. Est-ce qu'on va écouter ce que Krishna va dire ou est-ce qu'on ne va pas écouter? So this free will, in a nutshell, will be seen if we are prone to hear what about Krishna or we don't want to hear, we reject. Yeah, this is the difference in between being liberated and being conditioned. So here Srila Prabhupada explained that even one becomes even slightly interested in Krishna Katha is liberated. Donc on voit que là, Srila Prabhupada dit précisément que celui qui est même un petit peu intéressé, slightly interested, un petit peu. On a d'autres intérêts dans la vie, plein de trucs. Mais si on est un peu intéressé par Krishna, Krishna voit ça et on est qualifié de libéré. On n'est peut-être pas libéré sur le champ, mais on est sur la voie de la libération. We may not be quite liberated in this lifetime, or of a sudden, suddenly like that, but it will happen, because we are in the plane. We are purchasing the ticket to go to Vrindavan in this way. C'est de cette manière qu'en fait, on achète le ticket pour aller à Vrindavan, the real ticket, le vrai ticket. Avoir un intérêt dans la Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha veut dire les discussions qui ont trait à Krishna. So this little interest is the real price, the real price to pay to get this ticket in order to fly in a plane to Vrindavan. And once you are in a plane, you are gone. It's a question of time. You land on and you are in Vrindavan. It may take some time. It may take some fight. It may take some going back on this. But Krishna will make arrangement for overcoming this problem of samarduk and this problem of material life. As devotee, we may not have the same difficulties as the karmi does generally. But the devotee have another kind of difficulty, is that in general, the difficulty for the devotees is to avoid the aparat, the offenses. Because that will destroy our taste and interest for Krishna. So the devotee have to be alert and intelligent to avoid and make big endeavor to fence and protect his treasure, his devotion. Like we have roses, and we have to protect from the voracious deers. Otherwise you don't get the flowers. So the devotee have to be careful, that's the challenge they have in their devotional life, to care about avoiding offenses. Les difficultés pour le dévot ne sont pas exactement les mêmes pour quelqu'un qui est dans la vie matérielle, qui rencontre tellement d'histoires, tellement de galères. On sait, on connaît, on regarde YouTube, il y a tout. Le dévot, lui, a comme difficulté d'éviter les offenses. Parce que les offenses vont faire qu'on va perdre le goût et perdre l'intérêt pour la conscience de Krishna. Et on doit soigneusement prendre de l'énergie et du temps de protéger comme une barrière le petit peu de dévotion qu'on a pour Krishna, d'intérêt pour Krishna. Et donc de faire des arrangements pour ne pas perdre cet intérêt. Tout comme le jardin des roses, si on ne protège pas là, en ce moment avec les barrières, les daims viennent, ils mangent les pousses et il n'y a pas de roses. Pas le résultat. Kobe hobe bolose dina ama aparada ruguchi sudana meruchi. C'est une chanson de Thakur qui dit quand est-ce que je pourrais vraiment chanter avec plaisir le Seigneur? Quand est-ce que mes apparades, mes offenses au Seigneur disparaîtront? Apparade ruchi. Sudana maruchi. Quand est-ce que je pourrais goûter le Saint-Nom du Seigneur? Donc il se lamente, il donne l'exemple, nous aussi, c'est à cause des offenses qu'on n'arrive pas à goûter le Saint-Nom. Souvent la vie des dévots, c'est un mélange des offenses, et puis on fait du service à Krishna, et puis des fois on fait service, mais c'est 10 services. C'est-à-dire qu'en offense, on fait du service, mais on marche sur les pieds des dévots. So sometimes the devotees have also some difficulties in accomplishing their devotional service, in the sense that they do service and disservice at the same time. In the sense that they displease some other devotee, or they step on their feet. So it makes it provokes some delay in the tasting of the holy name and in the process of hearing and appreciating the glories of the Lord. In other words, the bell in the ears doesn't resound like it is said in the 11th canto. When you chant Hare Krishna, you are in a happy mood. It's like when you are in a bell, when you cling 2 cartons in the ears, and there's a special effect. And it satisfies the heart immensely, like never in the conditioned life. Donc le fait de faire des offenses empêche le fait qu'on apprécie le Saint-Nom, et qu'au lieu que le Saint-Nom résonne comme dans une cloche, c'est décrit comme ça dans l'ancien chant, ou quand on tape 2 cartales, et qu'on les met à côté de chacune de l'oreille, il y a quelque chose qui se passe et ça perce le cœur. Et c'est très satisfaisant, et c'est un goût qui n'existe pas dans la vie quotidienne. Et ce goût-là fait qu'on est attaché à Krishna parce qu'il est unique. So this special taste is unique in the sense that you can only experiment it in the chanting of the glories of the Lord. It is that way what makes the devotee attached. Even he has to suffer because his mind is not really in the mood, and he has to wait some time to accommodate the spiritual life, actually. Donc le dévot peut avoir des difficultés à acclimater son mental à la vie spirituelle, mais quand il goûte ce goût supérieur, eh bien, et qu'il demeure attaché, eh bien c'est comme une encre qui va lui permettre de résister au l'âge de Kali. It's like an anchor that makes him eligible to resist to the onslaught of the Kali Yuga flow. Simply by chanting or repeating Krishna Katha, one is liberated from the contamination of Kali Yuga. Or repeating Krishna Katha. So I was reading a lecture of one prominent devotee in Dandavad, where he was stressing the importance of reading loudly.
Yeah.
So I found it interesting, I tried it, and it's actually a good item that I invite all of you to exercise. Not to just read like that, but to read loudly. If you have someone who can hear at the same time, best. But if you're alone, you try it, and you will see that the purport goes deeply in the heart, and you have more realization. And sometimes you come back, you read again, and you realize you didn't perceive this point that Prabhupada showed in his verse, in his purport. Donc, dans le processus de chanter et répéter la Krishna Katha, on est libéré de la contamination du Kali Yuga. Donc, un dévot dans Davat, le site de dévot, il proposait qu'on répète le Srimad Bhagavatam, plutôt que de le lire simplement en silence avec les yeux, de le raconter à voix haute, de parler le Bhagavatam si possible à d'autres personnes, et juste de le lire pour soi si on est tout seul, la teneur est portée, les traductions, on va réaliser certaines choses que Prabhupada n'avait pas, qu'on n'avait pas captées à une lecture juste comme ça. Donc je vous encourage à essayer ça, de lire à voix haute que le Srimad Bhagavatam ou Bhagavad Gita, de revenir en arrière, analyser, lire plus profondément en fait ce que dit Srila Prabhupada et Krishna sur tous les aspects de la vie spirituelle. Un peu comme quand on est là, dans la classe du Bhagavatam, on lit bien, la teneur est portée, on lit bien et on comprend simplement le speaker voit, on comprend beaucoup plus. Same thing when the speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam reads and analyzes, this process will be activated when you read the Srimad Bhagavatam loudly. It is, you have to try it. You will see there's different results. So this is the mission of Krishna consciousness, to hear about Krishna and thus be liberated from material bondage. Donc voilà donc, en résumé, la mission de la conscience de Krishna, pouvoir écouter à propos de Krishna et ainsi se libérer de l'incarcération dans la matière, carcan de la matière. Donc, it's not something so cheap, but Srila Prabhupada says it is not so difficult. The difficulty is to do it in a regular basis, because that will give access to the control of the mind. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna that the mind, Arjuna, I have not the mind to execute your yoga, it's too difficult. My mind is like the wind. But Krishna says, yes, that's not false. But you have to practice and be detached. So it means you have to exercise yourself and see also that you become detached from this world. You have to analyze with your Gyanagit, spiritual intelligence, Chakshu Shastra, the vision of the scriptures, how the world is operating under your eyes. Donc, Krishna explique à un Arjuna douteux, qui doute, et qui dit le système de yoga que tu proposes, je ne vois pas comment le pratiquer. Mon mental est trop sauvage. Et bon dit, plus difficile à maîtriser que l'autre. Krishna dit pas non, il dit indirectement, il dit oui, tu as besoin. Mais il dit aussi, par la pratique et par le détachement, tu peux y arriver. Donc ça veut dire pratique, ça veut dire qu'il faut faire des choses régulièrement. C'est ça la sadhana. You do regularly, and it will burst a stone like drops of water regularly. And at the same time, you have to practice your detachment, to see things with the eyes of scriptures, et en même temps voir des choses avec un œil analytique et comprendre comment les choses elles se passent avec l'œil des Écritures, et puis aussi réaliser ce que dit Krishna et chez Prabhupada dans les Bhagavad Gita et Srimad Bhagavatam. Donc il faut voir les choses d'une manière analytique, pas comme les karmis dont les sens bondissent comme un tigre sur les objets des sens. Not to see things as karmi does when they see objects of the senses, they jump on them like a tiger on a deer. The devotee must be introspective. That's what it means, detachment. For this you have to cultivate knowledge, otherwise difficult. So if you practice hearing, chanting, and you try to understand how the gunas work, how the people are being entangled in the network of the three gunas, then that's why when you preach, you see that. You have to see outside. Maybe if you stay too long in the temple, you'll be missing en complaisant, on se divertit avec des problèmes qui n'en sont pas, et on oublie d'exercer notre intelligence, de voir comment les gens sont impliqués et enchaînés par les trois gunas. On ne voit pas les trois gunas agir. Je vais le lire à nouveau. Aratirya yador vamshi bhagavan bhutavarnaham Viktavanyana vishpatma tamidum padavistarat. L'âme suprême, Dieu la personne suprême, chez Krishna, à cause de la manifestation cosmique, est apparu dans la dynastie des Yadus. S'il te plaît, parle-moi en détail à propos de ses activités glorieuses et de son caractère, du début jusqu'à la fin de sa vie. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, the cause of the cosmic manifestation, appear in the dynasty of Yadu. Please tell me elaborately about his glorious activities and character from the beginning to the end of his life. So there may be some comments or questions about this nice verse. This is the essence of spiritual life. The starting point of going back to Krishna. Just there, actually the câble, comment on dit le carburant? The fuel that makes the motor run. The life of the devotees. No fuel, you stay on the same place. Donc, Ce verset, en fait, c'est le diesel qui permet de faire avancer, ou le carburant qui permet de faire avancer le moteur de la voiture. Pas de carburant, donc il est sur place. Donc là, similairement, le fait d'écouter et de glorifier Krishna, c'est le moteur de la vie spirituelle. Si ces choses-là sont arrêtées, la vie spirituelle du dévot, elle est stoppée. Donc, c'est important de faire le plein. So, it's always important to have a look on the gauge and refill it regularly. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Prabhupada ki, Bora.
There's a question.
Yes.
Yes.
I learned from Chandramoli Swami. You know him? Chandramoli. So he reads every day since many years, Prabhupada's books.
Keshava Bharati.
Chandramoli.
Keshava Bharati also.
Yeah, I know. Talk about Chandramoli. So he reads Bhagavatam every day loud, since decades, practically speaking, every day, hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. And he said one time he was reading and he felt the atmosphere changed in the room, and so he stopped reading for a moment and looked out. And then Prabhupada's voice came in and continued reading and he had stopped reading. And Prabhupada read for about 5 minutes and then the voice faded away gradually to zero. Awesome. If you think about it, because Prabhupada said, I'm in his book, in my books, you know. So he had this experience. I actually heard it, I followed it, I asked different people, did he really say that? And then I asked him personally. I wrote him that, is that really a fact? And he wrote me back.
Yeah.
And so then I said to him, is it okay if I talk about this? I mentioned your name. He said, you should, because it's not about me. It's about the glories of Srila Prabhupada being present in the books. You know, it's an awesome experience that Prabhupada, people think the cardinal mistake in thinking of the devotees of ISKCON is when they think Prabhupada is dead. You know, this is not true. He reasons anyone thinks that Vaishnava dies. You know? And many of us, including myself, have experiences like that Prabhupada, way after his departure, he can actually interact, he can actually show, he can actually talk to us. There's no doubt about it. Many devotees who actually take to this path of trying to communicate with Srila Prabhupada, they get response. Prabhupada is here. I really would like to compliment on your lecture. It was wonderful. It was like a real lecture for me to hear. You know, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you.
And you made it awesome. I have it in writing. I can send you.
Yeah, he came here actually a month back.
I have it in writing from him. I can send you if you want. It's good to have this, you know. I can send you Chandramoli's letter over the internet. It's nice to have that, you know.
Yeah.
Then you have the reference right there, you know. Somebody said, but that can't be true. So, the letter right here. It's amazing. This is 30, 40 years after Prabhupada lived. Think about that. You know, 40 years after Prabhupada lived, he starts speaking loud. You know?
Yeah. There's many things we becomes highlighted and realized after the time. He said it 40 years ago, but 40 years ago it was not so much highlighted and understood. And now we can see what he could foresee and predicted many things that are happening now.
And it will not stop after we are gone. It will go on. You know, people who are seriously trying to search for Srila Prabhupada in future generations who read his book. The same thing will happen to them because Prabhupada's voice is there. You know, it's available.
Yeah.
You know, as he said, 10,000 years. I mean, that's true. You know.
Shri Prabhupada ki?
Jai.
Good.
Alors, en anglais, c'est le mercredi et le dimanche à 6h du soir. En anglais.